Today I will recount a tale that, when I read it, broke my heart. What must one sacrifice to attain power? Here, a line between man and Ahriman is as thin as a kiss. During the reign of Jamshid, there lived a king in the land of the Arabs, a good man, God-fearing and benevolent, named Mardas. He had vast herds, from goats, sheep, and camels to swift Arabian horses and dairy cows. He was so generous that whenever people needed milk, they would milk his cows without even asking for permission. This enlightened father had a son in whose heart there was no trace of love for his father, a fearless man named Zahhak. The son possessed 10,000 Arabian horses with golden bridles and wore robes of the finest, most expensive silks. Most of his time was spent riding and parading in these garments upon his horses. One morning, the devil appeared to him in the guise of a benevolent man. With seemingly good words, he captivated the youth. The devil speaks 9 truths, so you will believe his one lie. The devil said to Zahhak, "I have a secret that will bring you glory, but the condition is that you never repeat what you hear to anyone." Zahhak, seduced by fame, swore an oath. The devil asked, "Does a son like you need a father? This old man's life has stretched on too long. Shorten it." "If you heed my words, you will attain a station reached by no one before." At first, Zahhak was shocked and distressed, but the devil had already infiltrated his heart and held his reins. He agreed. The devil made him understand the plan to remove his father. The pure-hearted Mardas would rise at night for prayer and go to the pool in his garden for ablution. A servant with a lamp would accompany him. The beastly Zahhak, by the devil's trickery, dug a deep pit and covered it with chaff. That night, Mardas set out towards the pool. This time, his son accompanied him with the lamp. With every step the father took, the smell of death lingered. And with every step the son took, the stench of betrayal. With the sound of a small branch breaking, the unthinkable happened. The father, who had endured every cruelty and harshness from his wayward son, never uttered a word of complaint, not even in that moment. Ferdowsi says only one sentence, and it is enough. A wicked son, however cruel, will never willingly bring about his father's end. If you see such a thing, know that the mother holds an untold secret. The tyrannical and unjust Zahhak, through this deceit, took his father's place and placed the crown of the Arabs upon his head. By remitting tribute, he gained acceptance. When the devil saw his work had come this far, he no longer hurried. He knew haste was the enemy of deception. This time, he returned not in the form of an enemy, but in the garb of service. He introduced himself as a skilled cook, one who knows taste and understands how to soften a king's heart. Zahhak accepted, not out of need, but out of curiosity. In those days, food was simple, and palates were unaccustomed to flavor.
The cook first brought the yolk of an egg, soft, harmless, for well-being. Zahhak ate. Something within him grew calm. He smiled. The next day, he brought birds, partridge and pheasant, warm meats, vitalized with blood. Zahhak ate. This time, he was not just sated, he was pleased. On the third day, it was the turn of lamb and chicken. The meals grew heavier, the tastes lingered longer, and with each day, Zahhak's heart found its way back to simplicity, less and less. On the fourth day, the cook brought the meat of a young calf, with saffron, with rose water, with aged wine, and a scent rising from musk. But this time, something was hidden in the food: blood. Zahhak ate. He did not hold back. And when he lifted his head, he was no longer the man he had been before. He said to the cook, "Such artistry will not be unrewarded. Whatever you desire, speak." The cook drew nearer. His voice was calm, unhurried. He said, "I have no wish save one, to kiss your shoulders." Zahhak hesitated, but still the tastes lingered beneath his tongue. He lowered his head, lips settled upon shoulders, cold, heavy, discordant with human flesh. And in that very instant, the cook vanished. Pain began from the shoulders. 2 black serpents sprouted from the flesh. They were cut away. They grew again. Physicians were helpless. And this time, a man in the garb of healing came forth. He said, "This affliction has no cure. It can only be soothed." And Zahhak did not know what price the soothing of these serpents would demand.
After that, in Iran, an uproar arose. From every side, war and revolt appeared. The bright day of Iran's people turned black. One by one, they turned away from Jamshid, and their bond with him shattered. The divine glory distanced itself from him, and he strayed onto the path of distortion and folly. From every corner, individuals, without any royal lineage, laid claim to the crown and throne. They gathered armies, prepared themselves for war, and severed their hearts from love of Jamshid. One by one, soldiers left Iran and took the road to the land of the Arabs. They had heard that there a mighty dragon-bodied king ruled. The horsemen of Iran, in search of a new king, turned unanimously towards Zahhak. They praised him and named him king of the land of Iran. Zahhak the dragon-like came to Iran like a whirlwind and placed the crown of kingship upon his head. From Iranians and Arabs alike, he assembled a magnificent host. Then he turned his face towards Jamshid's throne and held the world like a ring upon his finger. Jamshid, from whom fortune had turned, was cornered. He saw that the new world holder had taken his place, so he fled, leaving the throne, the crown, the treasure, and the army for Zahhak. 100 years passed. In these 100 years, no one saw Jamshid. His name remained, but he himself had vanished.
In the 100th year, one day, he appeared on the shores of the Sea of China. For 100 years he had hidden in fear of that evil-doing dragon, but in the end he was not freed from his grasp. Zahhak suddenly seized him and gave him no time for reprieve. The ill-fated Jamshid perished with utter cruelty, of a nature I am excused from describing, and he cleansed the world of the dread of him. That royal throne and that apparatus of rule, time stole them from him, as amber steals away chaff.
No one had sat upon the throne of kingship longer than he. But from all that toil and striving, what profit did he gain? 700 years passed over him. In these 700 years he created both good and ill. But what use is a long life when the world will not unveil its secret to you?
The world nourishes you with nectar and sweetness, and brings to your ear nothing but a soft voice. For as long as you believe its affection is widespread, it does not show you its wicked face. You rejoice in it and show it pride, and you unfold the secrets of your heart to it. But suddenly it produces a clever trick from its sleeve and pours pain and blood into your heart. My heart has grown weary of this transient abode. O God, deliver me swiftly from its anguish.